Okay. Am I on? I cannot see myself. Okay, you cannot see me. I don't know why I can't see me. Why is this not doing it? Oh my God, every time it's something. Okay, it says my camera's on. Why is it not on? Okay, that's my other camera. I want to use this one. Oh, you're so annoying, aren't you? All right. Be that way. I don't like using this camera. But I guess we'll do it. We'll do it. Let's see if I can get it so my thing. All right. Hey everyone, is anybody out there? Where'd the chat go? There's the chat. Okay. All right, so we're live. I did not get to use my other webcam because they wouldn't let me, but whatever. So you kind of see the sides a little bit. But that won't kill me. That will not kill me. So welcome to the online tarot class. Today we're going to talk about a quick and easy method to learn the 78 cards lickety split. And how we're going to do that is to tap into our intuition and our gut instinct to pull keywords and definitions. So, but I don't want to jump into the lesson just yet. I'd like to go over a few things first in case there are new people here, whatever, just so you get the idea of what's going on. So, first of all, happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm here in San Antonio. Not much happens for St. Patrick's Day here. Not a lot. I don't know about where you're at. My brother lives in Florida, a small coastal town in Florida, and they go nuts on St. Patrick's Day. And I live in San Antonio, and really not that much happens. So there you have it. Happy equinox. The equinox is Wednesday. So happy equinox, happy spring. Spring is here, and we'll be out of Pisces. Oh, my goodness. I have no water in my chart, so when we go through water signs, it's usually difficult for me because I naturally have no water in my astrology chart. And I started this class during a Mercury retrograde, and I knew there would be problems. I knew there would be technical problems. I can deal with the technical problems. But how it turned out for me, the way the Mercury retrograde showed up for me is overwhelm. which is a good Pisces word, because Pisces is like the sea, and you're overwhelmed with the sea, and we have Neptune and all the foggy and the confusion. So I had the first class on a Wednesday, and then after that, I decided, you know what, I was going to have them once a week, but then I decided, you know what, I need more buffer room between classes to get everything done, because it's just not going to happen. So I did that, but I work in the real estate industry, and spring is the super busy time of year. Spring is like, that's when it happens. Spring and summer is when, you know, I don't know, 80% of the real estate transactions take place, literally. So things picked up a lot, and then my boss is like, hey, by the way, I'm going on a cruise all week. So that kind of doubled my workload. So I was just swamped with work, and I was trying to put this class together, and I was just like, oh my God. And then the straw that broke the camel's back was the time change. Daylight savings time. I am not a daylight savings time fan. I'm not. I hate it. So what happens, because I know we have a lot of international people in this class, United States, in the spring and the fall, we change the clocks. So in the spring, it's spring forward. So let's just pretend it's 8 o'clock. Well, when we do daylight savings time, it's now 9 o'clock. So that means you get an hour less sleep. So with all those factors together, and then the hour less sleep last week, I was a mess. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get this class together. I don't know if I'm going to do it. But here I am. I'm broadcasting. Let me double check my my phone again and to see if we're actually, if it's coming through. It looks like. Can everybody hear me? Because like I get feedback. Okay, I'm getting it delayed. I don't know if it's. That's weird, because I still can't see me, but I can see myself here. That's weird. And somebody says they're here on the here, and I can see them, but I can't see them on my. Oh my.
Every time it's something.
Okay, this is delayed, so I'm assuming that I actually got my picture up, but I don't know why my chat's not working. Because I have it up and I don't see anybody. That's just weird. I'm trying it. That is so weird, because I can see it on my phone and I can't see it here. That makes no sense to me. None. Oh my God. Gosh, I have no idea. No idea what to do with that part. Unless it's just a super delayed. I mean, that's like super delayed. I don't know what to think about that. Oh my God. Okay. Well, I don't know. According to my phone, there's people here. According to this, I don't know. All right. Well, let me do this. I was going to do a little bit of it, go through the introduction again in case there are new people. So if you're a new person, I'll talk about this class and how we're doing it and how it works. If you're not a new person, if you were here last week, get out your 10 questions. See your 10 questions here? Remember I told you to write 10 questions that you want to know the answers to during this class? Get out your 10 questions. So you can get up, because I'm just going to go over old stuff from last time. And I'm also going to take a sip of this beer, because I'm telling you, this course is going to break me. And in case anybody's interested, I'm drinking Elysian Stardust IPA. This is awesome beer. Okay, so let me attempt to share my screen. Like, I don't know, and I think I need to move my thing over, but let me see what happens. Okay, now I can pick screen 2. Thank God. Here we go. All right. So here we are, free tarot class, and I'm trying to do the presentation mode. Why is it not doing that? Oh, there it goes. Okay, I'm in the presentation mode. Okay, so this is the free online tarot class. Welcome. So the idea is that we're going to have YouTube Hangouts here, and I will send you homework, and we have a Facebook class and all this stuff. So it's like there's a lot of different ways to participate, and there's also, most importantly, an email list. So here's the links to everything, which I would put in the chat right now if I could see the chat, but I can't see the chat, so I cannot put those links in there. But no worries, this sign up link here at the top, that is in the description of this video. So you can always start there, click that link, sign up, and you'll get everything you need to join the class. So next slide. All right, what's happening now? Oh my God, what the heck? Oh my God. I just clicked something weird. Oh no. What the hell? Oh my God.
Okay, it says my camera's on. Why is it not on? Okay, that's my other camera. I'll use this one.
Oh my God. Okay, am I back? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm back. That was weird. Like I just said, I could handle the technical problems. I don't know if I can. But anyway, all right, here we go. Okay, so anyway, like I said, if you click this link here in the description, you'll get everything you need for the class. All right. Okay, so who am I? My name is Cassandra. I am a self-taught tarot reader. I've been reading tarot since my 20s. I do individual readings. I do a lot of parties and events. I'm also an astrologer and just a divination geek in general. Okay, so when I started this class, I had input from a lot of people, and they're saying what they were having trouble with as far as learning tarot was how to answer specific questions. They're afraid they might be wrong, trouble remembering all the meanings, trouble remembering all the layouts, having trouble learning how to let the intuition flow, etc., etc. So we will be answering all these questions throughout this class. And I just want to say I can relate, because even though I, learned tarot many years ago, I've been trying to learn Lenormand, which is a 36 card system, which is deceptively simple. It's like, it seems really simple, but it's not as simple as it seems. So, even I, as an experienced reader, like when I'm doing Lenormand, sometimes I'm like, I don't understand what's going on here. So I can relate. So this is a rough outline of what we're going to be doing throughout the course. But just so you know, we will be doing readings every class, and with every class there'll be a homework assignment. So you don't have to think like I have to wait till this week or whatever till we actually start doing readings. We're doing readings every time because this is a very practical class, and you're here to learn how to read cards. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to learn how to read cards, and we're going to read cards. Okay, so the schedule is we started on the 6th. Today is the 17th, so there's 2 weeks between every class. So it'll be on Sunday afternoon. You know, maybe not exactly at the same time, because like this one I did earlier than 6:30, but whatever. It'll be on a Sunday afternoon, early evening, every other week. And then I have May 26th is like, that's our bad weather day, like our snow day. For those of you who are familiar with that, like if we don't get everything covered in the time by May 12th, May 26th is our makeup day. Okay, so our focus for tonight is we're going to take our first crack at tarot card definitions. I'm going to answer your questions, and then we're going to do the oracular tarot divination, which is what I was saying, to have your 10 questions handy from the last homework. So, all right, so somebody asked a question about reversed cards. And so I did do a video about it. I have it here. Oh, I should have put that in the homework before I send it out. I'll add this to it, the reverse card video that I did. But basically, oops, oh no. Okay, basically the thing with the reverse cards is you can use them if you want to. I don't use them very frequently. In fact, when I do parties, I start with all the cards straight up, no reverse cards. Eventually, as the night goes on, the reverse cards start showing up. But I start with everything straight because I don't know. That's just the way I want to do it. I want to start with everything straight. So if you think about it, there are 78 tarot cards in a deck. Now, how many possible tarot card combinations could you have even with just 3 cards? It's thousands. It's thousands of combinations. So my question to you is, do you really need to bring reversals into it? Do you need to? Because I mean, there's enough there without even bringing reversals into it. So you shouldn't feel like you're not a real reader if you don't read reversals or whatever. And I would say as a beginner, just keep it simple and just don't even mess with it. Do not even mess with it. And like I said, if you're more interested in how you might look at reversals, watch that video. But I would say for now, just don't even start with the reversals. Don't mess with it. Just don't even go there because you've got enough on your plate without adding reversals. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing and go back, and then I don't know if I can see the chat. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's find out. Okay, it said stop sharing in slideshow. Okay, here I am. Okay, I can see myself, but yet I still see nothing in the chat. Nothing. That's really annoying because I don't even know if I'm here. I just don't even know. Don't know. That's so weird. What is this? It says you. Oh my God. I don't know what this means. I'm in the corner of my own thing here. I'm going to look on the phone again and see if it looks like I'm here or not. Oh, you're so annoying, aren't you? All right. Be that way. I don't know if I still don't know. I guess I'm live. I don't know. I really don't know. But I guess we'll do it. We'll do it. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of indicating that I'm live now. I don't know. I didn't know this was really going to be this complicated. Honestly, I didn't know. I did not know. I don't know. It's kind of indicating that I'm live now. I don't know. Let me mute this. Okay. Some people are saying hi. Okay, great. Somebody says I'm live. Am I still live? I'm looking at my phone. Can you tell me, am I still live, people? I think I am. Okay. All right. I am still live. Okay, great. Woo. Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining. Okay. I think I'm gonna go back to the screen share. I just wanted to make sure that I was still here. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Share the screen share. Okay. All right. So it put me back at the beginning. I don't want to do that. All right. So, okay. Tim Ferriss. Let's get on with Tim Ferriss here. I don't know if anybody knows who Tim Ferriss is. He wrote the 4 Hour Work Week, the 4 Hour Body, the 4 Hour Chef. I love Tim Ferriss just because he has one of those minds where he's like able to problem solve, like just like get at a problem solve, lay out the steps, and then just like, you know what I mean? And then just tell you how to do it and then move on. Like I don't know. And he's also made a career. He has a lot of planets in Gemini. He's made a career out of like going, oh, I'm interested in this. Let me find out about this and tell you about it. And then I'm interested in that. Let me find out about that and tell you about it. So I really admire him for that. So what does that have to do with tarot cards? What that has to do with tarot cards is that when Tim was in high school, he was an exchange student and went to Japan. And when he went to Japan, there was a mix-up. He was signed up for Japanese classes, but those were not Japanese for English speaker classes. Those were Japanese for Japanese speaker classes. So it's like here, like you would take like English as a second language or like a learning English class if you're from another country, you know, not in English for people who were born here. Same thing. Same thing happened to him when he went to Japan. So he was like completely overwhelmed. He was just like, oh crap, I don't know what's going on. I don't speak Japanese. I don't really know. I don't know the language. I don't know what's going on. So he floundered around for a bit, and then he was in a store, and he saw this poster on the wall, all the Japanese kanji on it, which is that's what this picture is. It's like the Japanese language of, and so it had the most frequently used kanji. So like in English, it was like the most frequently used English words. It was the most frequently used kanji, and there was, I don't know, 100 and so. So he just like, you know what? If I memorize all those most frequently used kanji, then I should have a good enough basis that I can get through this exchange program, get what I need done, because I don't know any Japanese. So it's like we're kind of taking that same approach where it's like we've got 78 cards to get in touch with, figure out what they mean, figure out what's going on with them. And since you would like to read like now, like this year, rather than 5 years from now, we need to take the most direct route we can to learning these cards. So that's what Tim Ferriss has to do with tarot card reading. Okay, so how we're going to do this is we're going to use our gut instinct. We're going to use our intuition and our instinct to hone in on these cards and what they could possibly mean. So I have the little definition of instinct here. It says an instinct is something you don't need to learn. It happens naturally without you even thinking about it. Babies cry by instinct and ducks follow their mother by instinct. So, I mean, that it's kind of like as simple as it gets kind of thing. That's the method that we're going to use today. And there are many, 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 many other methods, and we'll talk about other methods. But we're going to use that one because that's a really quick way to get in and get something from the cards. So the homework is for you to go through the deck and write a word, a few words, a phrase, short sentence for each card. Use your instinct. Do not judge your answer against what the standard quote-unquote definitions are. Okay? Easier said than done. So let's talk about this a little more. Okay, so once again, there is a video. There is a video. I have it here. I'm gonna just copy it and put it in the chat. I don't know if you guys are gonna see it because my chat still says nothing. Still says nothing. So I don't know if you will actually see it, but I'm gonna put it in there. Okay, so I did make a video about it, but basically, let me come back. I'm gonna come back and talk about this. Okay, stop screen sharing. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so let me talk about this. So um, basically, we're going to do this. And this, if Benabel Wen calls this the four corners method, and I was really happy. I'm going to find the exact reference, and I will put it in the homework if I can find it in time. But she like said there's like maybe like 5 different schools of thought on how to read a tarot card, and none of them are wrong or right, but they're just different ways of approaching it. And I was like so happy because I did have a sense of that there's all these different ways to approach a card. There's like all the esoteric meanings. There's the history of it. There's like all these, other approaches. There's like the number parts of it. So what she calls I believe she calls it the four corners method, is what you do is you have like a card here, and we're just going to talk about what's in this card. Literally, this is like another way you can think about it is as if you, like if you look at cartoons or graphic novels, how everything's broken up into panels, right? And so each scene or panel, there's something happening, like somebody's getting kicked in the head and it says pow, you know what I mean? And it's like you follow that just merely through those panels. There's no other narration or anything. You're able to, they will have speech bubbles and they'll say things. But I mean, you're able to follow the story just through that. So that's kind of the mindset you have to get into when we're doing this four corners method and talking about what is going on in the card. So what you will do, and this is what you did for letters to yourself, is the same kind of idea, is you like take a card, you look at it and you go, what's happening in this card? Okay, so there's a ship and it looks like it's kind of not maintained, like it's falling apart. And there's water in the card, and you can write down something that simple, like there is a stranded ship, there's water in the background. And as you start doing that, you'll start having like these other thoughts will like kind of come in, and you'll be like, you might think something like long summer days and short summer nights. That just might be, and you can write that down. Long summer days and short summer nights. Like that might be it. That might be it. And like for me, I'm very auditory, and I'm very verbally oriented. So if you don't get things that way, don't think you're doing it wrong. Like you may get feelings, or you may get like feelings in your body. You may get it a different way. So like if you don't like, because for me the cards actually talk. It's like I actually hear things, but that's me. You may not get it that way. I get song references a lot. You may not, and that's fine. So, but I'm gonna do some more examples because you're probably still like, I don't know what the hell she's talking about. So let me grab another card. Okay, so here we've got one. So this is the Hierophant, and we've got Yoda on there. Okay, and so when I'm looking at this card, I'm noticing there's a lot of color, and I'm noticing like right here, it almost seems like there's fire, and somehow this guy is directing fire, and there's Yoda here. And so like when I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, like one thing I might think is kind of like high status, right? Because these are high status individuals. We've got Yoda and we have the Dalai Lama. And you know what? The Yoda and the Dalai Lama, they're both teachers. They're both teachers. So I could just write down teachers. All this in the background here is like graffiti. I could write down graffiti, and then it's kind of like the next thing that graffiti leads me to is self-expression. So I could write down self-expression. And I really don't want you to go really any further than that. In the instructions for the homework, I tell you to set the timer for like 15 or 20 minutes and go through like 15 cards in 15 or 20 minutes. So I want you to go through fast. Like I don't want you to spend a lot of time just deliberating and wondering. You just need to grab something and write it down. Let me grab another card here. Okay. So we've got this card. We have the King of Pentacles. Okay, so we've got a guy standing there. And he's holding a big pentacle, and he's got it's like a treasure chest at his feet. And so, I mean, I might think something, or I might get from this, like, you're in charge of your wealth. Okay. Do you see? Or even something really simple, like surrounded by wealth, because he's holding the pentacle. There's a box at his feet. You could even get something like this looks like a calm environment. To me, it looks like a calm environment. To you, it may not look like a calm environment. You might see these clouds up here and stuff and think like, well, it looks like a storm is coming here. This person in the card, he looks calm and centered to me. So do you see how I keep coming around this, like, that I'm feeling like it's calm. I feel safe. So you might want to go like a feeling route. Like, how do you feel with this? Like, do you like this guy? Do you like this guy? Do you not like this guy? What do you think about this guy? Right? Okay, let's keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna do some more. Okay. All right. So we've got this one. We've got the devil, and this is a little bit of a different devil card here. So, let me look at this one. So this guy's got something in his hands. It looks like roots. It looks like tree roots. So I'm like, okay, this guy has got tree roots in his hand. So this is about something that keeps you rooted in place. That's what I would say. It's something about being rooted in place. And then we've got these little figures here, which make me think of, our kind of our traditional Christian, what do I want to call it? Whatever, the Christian storytelling aura, or whatever it is, like where you have the devil and the angel on one shoulder, and one's telling you like, don't do that. The other one's going, no, it's okay. No one will notice, like that kind of thing. So it's kind of like, okay, like choices between what you should and shouldn't do, or something like that. And then that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And then you go on to the next card. Okay. So I'm going to go on to the next card. Okay. And the next card here is the world. Okay. So, okay, I got a song. He's got the whole world in his hands. Like, if you do that and you get something, boom, then put it down. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. Okay. So let's go to the next one. We're getting a lot of major arcana. Okay, so here we have Temperance, and she's kind of coming out of the water, and she kind of reminds me of the lady in the lake in the King Arthur. And I would just put Lady of the Lake and King Arthur. Like, what I personally do is I would go look that reference up, and I would find out a little bit more about it. And you can do that, but like for the sake of the exercise, I would just write Lady of the Lake and just move on, and then later look up that reference and flesh it out. But yeah, that's what I got was Lady of the Lake. And then I find it interesting what she's doing here is she's doing something with her hands and that candle flame. Oh, there's a rainbow. See, I couldn't see in the thing. So it's like she's kind of like drawing the many colors out of that flame. So it's like you could say something about like the 7 colors of the rainbow, the 7 chakras, or whatever. And then we're done. We're done. We're moving on. I'm going to do one more. Let me do one more. Oh my gosh. It's another major arcana. Here we go. Okay. So this one. Okay. So like, what's the overall feeling in this card? Like it feels a little depressing. It feels a little at a loss. We can see that landscape, it almost looks snowy, but it's hard to tell whether it's just misty or if it's snowy. It is not a warm time of year. This girl has a bowl in her lap, and the bowl is empty. So it'd be like feeling empty. All right, I'm done. I'm moving on. Okay. Does that make any sense? I hope that makes sense. I really, this may be a sticking point for some people. So annoyingly, my chat's not working. Let me look over here on the phone and see if I can see anything. Okay. Somebody's saying it's hard. Candace says it's hard not to go by the book. I've been going by the book for about 2 months. That's what response comes to me when I look at them. Oh, so you're saying Candace is saying that you've already seen those so much that that's what comes to you. So what I would say to that, and I can relate, because if you study tarot, there's like these golden dawn astrological associations, and it's like I don't like them, but I've seen them so much that they always come to mind, and it's kind of annoying. It's like, oh damn it, there's that golden dawn association again. You just have to work to move past it. So what I would say, Candace, is like I said, you grab one of these cards. Let me have a good one. You grab the card and you keep going. You're like, you start real simple, like, okay, there's a skeleton with roses on its head and a butterfly on a white background. This is graffiti. Okay. And so then you start looking at it and you're like, oh, it's like black and red, I kind of like black and red combinations. And how does this card make me feel? And you can see how this is going to be very deck specific, but it's like, okay, how does this card make me feel? And it's like, with this card, I really feel a real joyfulness and release. And so that's what I would write down, would be like joyfulness and release. And I would not worry about what anybody else has to say about the death card at this point. So I hope that helps. All right. So I think what I'll do is I'll go back to the screen share. Screen share. Okay. There we go with the screen share. Okay. So this was my advice for because 78 cards is a lot, so you might want to break them up and like do some and take a break, do some, take a break, do some. So you might want to do it by suit. You might want to do it by number. You might want to do it by the major arcana by themselves. You might want to do it by elements in the cards, and I talk about that in the video, because you may have cards with a lot of animals on it, so it's like you might want to separate like out your birds and then like your other animals, or you can do it by color, or it's just kind of go through there and just riffle through there and see what jumps out to you, and like, okay, I want to organize by this. And I think really the key on this is like you really got to get kind of childlike. You got to let go of a lot of stuff, because you know how kids will just pick something up, whatever it is, and they just do whatever the heck they want with it. They're not worried like, oh, you don't do that with that. They're just like, oh yeah, this is how I do it, and now I'm the milkman. It's like, oh, okay, wow. We as adults, we get so stuck in like, this is not how you do it. It's not the right way to do it. You got to let it all go. You really have to let it go. Okay, so, all right, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Facebook group. If you're not on the Facebook group, get on the Facebook group. There's a lot happening on Facebook. Like on the right hand there, we have people that were posting about their homework. And so like you can participate and you can learn, and I kind of blacked you out, people, just so in case you didn't want to like share over YouTube. And then also one of the things that I started is I started making a class generated number meetings. So what I did, and I'm going to try to do it more this week. Hopefully I won't be as overwhelmed as I was last week. But like we looked at the number 7, and I had everybody, and it's kind of a similar process to what we're doing now. This is what I'm really trying to get you to do is, okay, number 7. What comes to mind when you think of the number 7? Because we have a lot of things in our language that have to do with 7. And like, once again, I'm very language oriented. You may not be, but there's still something around 7. There's something around when you hit that number 7 on the phone pad, you have some kind of association with it. So we had people chimed in about things that they associated with 7 days of the week, lucky 7, 7 brides for 7 brothers, abundance, Snow White and the 7 dwarves, 7 colors of the rainbow, 7th heaven, and so then I went ahead and added another column. And so I'm like, okay, with all that, there's something in that 7 that suggests wholeness or completeness. So I found that interesting. So I'm going to continue to post a number, and then everybody can post any kind of associations or thoughts they have around that number. And then I'll put it on this sheet, and eventually we'll all get the sheet of what we created of number associations, because we're going to use it later, because later we're going to do numbers plus suits to get tarot card meanings. But right now, don't skip that. Do not skip what we're doing right now thinking, oh, well, I'll get more out of the numbers plus suits later. No. Go ahead, and I promise, if you just do it, if you get through the 78 cards and you write down the most ridiculous thing in the entire universe, you will get value out of the exercise. So do the exercise. Okay. So now let's go on to, all right, remember those questions. And I don't know how this is going to go because I really needed to use the chat for this, but we'll try it. Okay. Remember, I had you write down 10 questions that you wanted to know the answers to. So it's time to get out the 10 questions. And we're going to do this here live, but we're also going to do it in the Facebook group. So what you're going to do is you're just basically going to pick a question, and you're going to post it in the Facebook group or in the chat right now. And you're going to put the letter A, B, or C after it. Then if it's on the Facebook group, everybody that has, when you did your homework, let me get back to the video so I can explain it better. Stop presenting. Okay. All right. So remember, we made these envelopes with A, B, and C, and we put a card. What we did is we put a card, we made a copy of it, and we just wrote something totally random on the back of it. Remember that? That's what we did. So you can go ahead and post any of those 10 questions you had in the chat, and then just put A, B, or C next to it, and then I'll pull a card and I'll read you the back, and then maybe that will mean something to you. And then we'll also do that in the Facebook group. So you can pick any of your 3 questions and then just post them one at a time with A, B, or C. And then everybody pulls out their A envelope, or this is the C envelope. Everybody pulls, if you put, this is my question, C, then everybody pulls out their C envelope and then just posts what they have in their C envelope. So that's just our fun oracular reading of tarot for anybody's question. So let me see if I can get to the chat and I can see anybody that posted a question, and then I can use mine and answer it. And then if anybody else has theirs handy and they want to answer it in the chat, go ahead and do that as well. So, all right, where are we at? Okay, so I'm not seeing anything in the chat. Does anybody have any question in the chat? All right. See, like my broadcast is delayed. This is so weird. This is so weird. Oh my God. Yeah, this is like way delayed. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Okay. All right. Nope. I'm not seeing anything in the chat. All right. Let me leave this there, and I'll come back to it. Okay. So does anybody have any questions? Hopefully I'm live. It says I'm live. I really hope I'm live. Does anyone have any questions? No questions. Where is the chat? Oh my gosh, this is so weird. I don't get this. Questions, or if you post one of your 10. All right, I don't see anything. I do not see anything. All right, so let me go on here. Let me share my screen again. I really hope I'm on. That's the only thing is like I have no freaking clue, but I hope I'm on. Okay, so this is what we were just doing. Let me go on. So in the next class, we are going to do, we're going to go through the suits, and we're going to learn how to do a reading with just suits, because you could do a reading with just suits, and we're going to do 3 card readings. So, but like I said, we do readings every class, so, you know, you don't have to pick and choose your classes to get the reading part in. So for the homework, so here's the homework. So this is where I talk about like story time here. So this is like, you know, this is what we went through. It's like we can look at this picture, you know, and we can make up something about it. We don't know what's happening, so we're just going to make something up. And we go, oh yeah, here's Mr. Dog, and he's pointing at a cat, you know. And so I just put in the homework. Dogs are having a meeting. Dogs are talking about a cat. That's what I'm saying. You just start writing down like just really obvious stuff. And then eventually other things start coming out like, oh, these dogs are police dogs and the cat is a criminal. Or this dog standing up front lives with this cat and this cat is missing. Like other stuff starts coming out. So you just need to be like a little kid and be free to do that kind of stuff. So, and then here's the example, and it's like, you know, I talk about this card and like what I might say about it. And so then I go with this is your turn. So there's a lot less homework this week. I'm just trying to get you through this, kind of get you over the hump with this part where you feel, you get some practice and you feel a little more comfortable. Just spontaneously using your intuition to come up with something from a card, because it's really important that you be able to do that. Okay, so, and then I have this letters to yourself, and to just go ahead and do it. So, my gosh, I just feel like, I don't know, I should not feel like this was a failure, but I feel like this was a failure. But I'm not seeing, still don't see anything in the chat. I don't see anything. Oh my goodness, I don't see. That's what I'm saying. Who knows? I may not even be live anymore. I have no idea. I think I am, but I just don't know what's going on. So, let me see. What happens if I try to slide that? Oh, look at that. I can slide ahead. All right. Well, I don't know. I guess I'm going to sign off now. You know what? Well, I don't know. Is that too weird? I'm almost thinking that like I would go to Facebook and like we could continue this conversation, and maybe it'll work out better on Facebook than it has on YouTube. Let me see. Can I post it from my phone? Because that seems to be where the chat is actually happening, not on my screen. Let me Facebook. Let me do this. I'm going to find my class, free online tarot class, 16 members. I don't know how to copy my link. That's the only thing is when I'm on this Facebook app, I don't know how to copy the link. I don't know how to do it. I'm just going to put join us in Facebook live free online tarot class. All right. Okay, so if anybody's still here, you can show up in Facebook and let's see what happens. And I'll see you next time. It's bound to get better. So thanks for sticking here with me. Talk to you next time. Bye.